If I was planning on buying a condo right now, there was one mistake I would try to avoid above all others. And this is the same piece of advice that I've been giving to my condo buying clients for the last 17 years. And in this video, I'm going to share it with you. And be sure to stick around for the entire video, because after I show you how important this advice is and how to implement it yourself, I'm actually going to show you a real life example, something that happened recently with one of our clients and how we were able to achieve outstanding results for them because of it. So what's the advice? What's the one mistake that you want to avoid? Don't buy a cookie cutter condo. Sounds simple enough, right? Then why aren't more buyers doing it? If you're new here, my name is Jason Bondy-Sawyer with the Bondy-Sawyer real estate team in the city of Toronto. Now, I've been a full-time realtor since 2006, and I help buyers and sellers make smart real estate moves. If you'd like to book a call with me, you can do so using that first link down in the description. If you get any value out of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so that you see our future videos as well. Okay, so how do you avoid buying a cookie cutter condo? Well, you do this by buying a condo that has at least one, ideally more than one, but at least one exceptional feature, be it a large terrace, an amazing view, a highly desirable layout, something that is going to assure that even in a down market like the one we're in today, buyers are going to want to buy your condo. Now just think about it. Let's say you're a condo buyer and you've narrowed your search down to one specific neighborhood. You've narrowed it to one specific building within that neighborhood. And let's say you're looking at one-bedroom condos and there are 3 of them for sale right now in that building. They all have the same layout and they all have essentially the same features. At that point, you've got 3 sellers who are competing against one another to try and get you to submit an offer on their condo. And because they are so similar to one another, they're really only competing on price at that point. So whichever one is the cheapest, or whichever one you think you have the best chance at negotiating down the price, that's the one that you're going to go for. And let me tell you, this is not a good situation to be in if you're a seller. But now let's say a 4th one-bedroom comes up for sale in that building. But this one has an exceptionally large terrace, whereas the other 3 all have small balconies. And this one faces the quiet side of the building, whereas the other 3 all face a busy street. If you're that buyer, let me ask you, which one of those 4 condos do you think is going to stand out to you? Now, if it's a seller's market and there aren't many condos for sale and there are a ton of buyers out there, this really isn't that much of an issue, okay? You can be selling a cookie cutter condo and you can still do very well on the sale. But if you're in a buyer's market where there's a ton of inventory and buyers have a lot to choose from, that's when this issue really starts to rear its ugly head. So let me tell you a little story to help illustrate this. We recently had a condo listing and we were able to achieve multiple offers and sell for 14% higher per square foot than the most recent comparable sale. And a big part of that success was due to the fact that this was absolutely not a cookie cutter condo. It had 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, just under 800 square feet. Now, that in itself is not remarkable, but it had a few key features that really set it apart from the pack. Number 1, it was a corner unit. So you've got more natural light coming into the condo and you've got more views as well. Number 2, speaking of views, part of this condo faced east over a park that was located next door to the building. So not only do you have a corner view, but you've got a view over some green space next door that ensures at least a portion of your view is going to be protected and is not going to change. And as the city of Toronto becomes denser and we have more and more condos going up, having a view of some green space downtown adds a ton of value. And number 3, this condo had an excellent layout. Like I said, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, just under 800 square feet. Now, that's not a lot of space, but this condo managed to squeeze in a ton of functionality into that space. It was situated in such a way that the primary suite felt very separate and private from the rest of the unit. And then you had the living space and the 2nd bedroom at the other end of the unit. Now, the living space had a large balcony off of the kitchen, and then that primary bedroom had its own private, smaller balcony, which overlooked that park that I was telling you about earlier. In the end, we ended up receiving a total of 5 offers over the course of the 3 weeks that we were on the market. And this was at a time when most condos were receiving no offers at all. On the day that we sold, we actually had 2 buyers competing for the property. We ultimately sold for 14% higher per square foot than the most recent comparable sale. Now, there's one thing for you to keep in mind when you're following this advice. Yes, you're going to pay more for a unit that has these exceptional features compared to one that doesn't. But the premium that you're going to be paying is well worth it because you're going to be doing better when the time comes to sell. And if you're selling in a buyer's market, not only are you going to do better on price, but it might make the difference between actually selling the condo or sitting on the market and not selling at all. If you're looking to purchase a condo, I have a few more videos here next to me that you're going to want to take a look at. And over here is a link to subscribe to the channel. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time.